Hi, thank you for joining me today on Win Life TV. My name is Elizabeth Morris of Social with Elizabeth, and this is Get Social. Today, I want to talk to you again about personal branding. That can be one of the most difficult things when you're starting your business or if you're rebranding your business to get a handle on. For me, after I decided on the name for my business, the first thing I looked at was what colors I wanted to use to brand my business. So I started with that in mind. For a lot of people, they may not even have that identified when they're ready to start looking at their branding. I ran across this great tip on Pinterest about how you can use Pinterest to create a mood board for your business. And through that mood board, you can help look at things that you put in there that have something in common, that have a common theme, common colors, common words that you use, and help you narrow down your focus on what you want your brand to be identified with and how you want to brand yourself. So today I'm going to go into my Pinterest account and you'll see I have it pulled up right here. The way that I do this is based on this post from Amy Howard Social. And you will see that this was a guest post on her blog that talked about how to create a Pinterest mood board for your brand. And what I'm going to show you today follows along pretty much exactly what she suggested, and it worked really great for me, and I'm hoping that it can help you as well. So I want to put this post out there so that you can see that, and you can go find that post if you want to read it for yourself and look into it in more detail. And I will definitely link to that in the comments of this video. So what she suggested was that you create a secret Pinterest board. If you didn't know you could do that, or you don't know how to do that, you pretty much just create a board exactly the same way you usually do. Oops. And you're going to, well, I'm not doing it right there. When you create your board, there's going to be like a little padlock symbol, and you can make your board public or secret. And what I did was create a secret board so that I was the only person that could see it, because I was throwing a whole jumble of different things in there. And this is my secret board right down here. Once you've created a secret board, that link is there. I can't remember if that link is there prior to that. I think it's right on that page somewhere. And this is my mood board that I created. So these two images right here, the peacock feathers, that's where I started with my color scheme that I knew I wanted. I looked through a bunch of different color ideas, color inspiration boards, paint palettes, all different things to think about the colors I wanted to use. And I actually came across this image right here where it had already pulled out these colors from those peacock feathers. And I absolutely fell in love with that and started off with that. After that, so I knew I was looking for like this light turquoise, this blue, navy blue, and this green. My three main colors are those last three there. So I had those colors in mind when I started, but I didn't really have a whole lot else other than the name Social with Elizabeth. So I started going through Pinterest, and what she recommends is just to imagine yourself sitting at your desk or in your office and think about what you would want surrounding you. What would you want on your desk? What kind of pictures would you have hanging on the wall? What style of desk would you want to see yourself sitting behind? What kind of desk chair? Anything that surrounds you. Any specific words and maybe some word art or some wall hangings that appeal to you, that are visually pleasing, or you just like the feeling that those words inspire when you see them. Search Pinterest and add all of those things to this board. Right now, we're not going to be very discriminating. If something appeals to you, you like it, it's visually pleasing, it makes you feel good, we're going to throw it on this board. So you will see that I have a whole hodgepodge of different things going on here. Articles that I read about branding that I found helpful, anything I found that I just loved that had to do with the peacock feathers or those specific colors that I identified. How cool is this canvas art here with peacock feathers on it? Different kinds of vases and peacock feathers that I could imagine sitting on my desk or in the background of my office. If you see on my profiles, almost all of them say, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I love sweet tea, high heels, and dragonflies. So I have a lot of shoes in here because I love high heel shoes and they inspire me. I loved this chair right here. One day I will have a desk and I will be sitting in this chair, which to me just looks like a gorgeous throne with peacock feathers on it. Curtains, clocks, even just fabric or background images, any of those things, put them in there if they appeal to you. Because what we're going to do after you've got all these things gathered up in your board is we're going to go through them with a little bit more of a critical eye. And we're going to figure out, what do these things have in common? What did you put in there that after you look at it, it really doesn't appeal to you as much as you thought? So get all those images thrown in there, and then we're going to go through and do a second pass. We're going to go through and look for what do all these things have in common. Since I started with the idea of peacock feathers, of course, most of mine do have the peacock feathers in them. But what jumps out to you for your images when you scroll through there? Is it a common color theme? Is it a common word art? Is it a common style? Is it very classic and refined? Is it more funky and fun? Is it really glittery and sparkly and girly? What are the different things that all of these pens that appealed to you have in common? And that's where we're going to start. So most of these things you'll see in here I have, they're pretty fancy. They're a little bit more elegant. They're not funky and fun and playful, although some of them are. For the most part, it's a pretty elegant look that I've pulled together here. And that truly is how I branded my business, with a more classic, elegant, pulled together type look. A lot of these things, like this big wall art piece here, are things that I absolutely see one day having an office and things like that hanging in. Another thing that I realized is that I liked all the really bright, colorful feathers, but I also loved the contrast between the stark white peacock feathers. And in some of my cover photos, in some of my branding, you'll see that I have a cluster of white peacock feathers with one blue and green feather in it that goes along with my tagline, "Stand out from the crowd." So that was kind of pulled together and discovered from creating this mood board. There were, I don't think I had a lot of words in mine. It was mostly images, but you might have some wall art pieces. Instead of them being real decorative like this, they might have a lot of words in them. It might be words like create, love, embrace. Any of those words that really appeal to you probably is something that you want to include in your branding. You want to invoke those kinds of thoughts when people see your business card, your Facebook header, your posts on your social media pages. So go through and eliminate anything that you feel like doesn't really appeal to you anymore, and look for all those common threads, things that have in common that you feel like are going to help you identify who you are, what your brand represents, and what your business does. And then move on from there to identifying the specific colors that interest you. If you have something in common but you don't see exactly what you're looking for, use the ideas you've pulled together in this secret board and go look at color palettes, and you'll find something that jumps out at you. If there are common words or phrases, quotes that you like, Google or search more of those on Pinterest and see what else you find that appeals to you or helps you narrow down your focus on exactly how you want those words to pertain to you and your business. And you will start to be able to pull together your branding. She also talks about in the pinned post for actually creating your brand board when you're finished. And I do not have mine here to show you today, but your brand board will show you the fonts that you want to use for your business, the colors that you're using to brand your business, the words that are used to identify your business, your logo in a completely black version, a completely white version, and then in one that has 3 or 4 color versions. That way you can use that logo in any way that you need to, whether you're printing it on pens or notepads, t-shirts, or using it on your social media. You'll start to pull together all of those very specific things that identify your brand. And then you will have that brand board to reference whenever you're creating or developing ideas or building your website, and be able to help you focus in on those particular things that are going to identify you. I hope this will help you out. It really helped me identify my brand, so give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you get stuck in the process, or you need someone else to take a look at what you're doing and give you some feedback. I would love to help you out. Thank you for joining me today on WinLife TV. You can watch for the show Get Social on Mondays and Thursdays on the WinLife TV Facebook page. If you have any questions, make sure you email me. My email address is socialwithelizabeth@gmail.com. Thanks and have a great day.